let's do this. Let's talk about meditation for leftists. Hey, I'm Damon, and we've been talking about spiritual health for leftists on this channel, and it's very important because it's one of the ways that we refuse to let the fascists win, by actually paying attention and taking care of ourselves with our spiritual health, our emotional health, our mental health. And so I'm so glad to be talking about this. And today we're going to talk about meditation for leftists. And a lot of what I'm going to say, a lot of the information I'm going to say today came from this good book here, Mindfulness, Meditation, and Mind Fitness by Joel Levy and Michelle Levy. Pretty good resource. Now, there are thousands of meditation techniques, but they can all be classified as belonging to either one or a combination of one of these 5 categories of meditation. The first one being concentration meditation, and then there's mindfulness meditation, and reflective meditation, and creative meditation, and heart-centered meditation. So let's go through each of these. Now, concentration meditation is the foundation for all other forms of meditation, and it's about achieving one pointedness of mind. It's about removing all distractions by focusing solely on your breathing, or perhaps the sensation at the end of your nostrils that you feel as you're breathing in and out. And as everyone says when they're talking about meditation, when a distracting thought comes, don't get upset. Just recognize it and then let it go. And pretty much all meditation techniques begin this way, but this could be just your meditation if you would like. And now mindfulness meditation is about paying deep and close attention to whatever thoughts and emotions arise as you're concentrating on your breathing. It can be a type of mindfulness meditation when you're able to focus only on the task you're doing and nothing else, like mindfully eating, mindfully chewing, and paying only attention to the feelings and sensations of chewing your food, every bite of it, or mindfully walking, or mindfully relaxing, or mindfully listening. And we talked about mindfulness in the last video, so check that one out as well. And now let's talk about reflective meditation, or sometimes called analytical meditation. And it's about disciplined thinking, choosing a question, theme, or topic, and focusing all your reflection and analysis upon it. And when our attention wanders, as it surely will, we return our attention to the topic and reflect on this idea until we reach a solution or a conclusion. And we've all done this type of meditation, of course, when trying to think of an answer to a question or trying to come up with something, but there's just a more intentional way to do this. Now, creative meditation enables us to consciously cultivate and strengthen specific qualities of mind, like patience, appreciation, joy, gratitude, love, compassion, fearlessness, humility, tenderness, and other qualities associated with aspects of nature or divinity or the natural world. Creative meditation invites us to actively nurture those strengths of character by speaking, thinking, and acting as though those qualities were more fully alive within us already. You've probably seen the stereotype of this in movies or in real life, the success-obsessed business person telling these meditations and affirmations to themselves in the mirror like, I am a success, I will win, I will conquer the world.
You've worked harder than everyone, and that is why you're a champion.
And because it's always been lampooned in this way, some people could be very turned off by this kind of meditation, but it could be very helpful, especially if we're trying to nurture more positive and humble qualities. And then there's heart-centered meditation, which can help us deepen our loving kindness and compassion by beginning with practicing deep love for ourselves, and then gradually moving outward and practicing deep love and compassion for our family, and then our friends, and then those we struggle with, until gradually we're practicing this deep loving kindness for the whole world by creatively picturing all of our interrelatedness. So you can Google practices that fall under each of those categories pretty easily, and also put in some links in the description to give you some more specific techniques for each of those categories. Now I want to talk about 2 reasons leftists, and especially leftist activists, could be very turned off by the topic of meditation. And if you're already loving meditation, open your heart and mind a little bit, because these reasons are very understandable. So first of all, we often hear people tell stories and testimonies about how much meditation has helped them, and they often say things like, meditation helped me finally relax, or realize that I was working too hard, or realize that I was doing too much in life and I needed to slow down. Now, I could understand how that language could sound like a big turnoff or even a threat to leftists who can remember a time when they weren't working hard enough, when they weren't doing enough for the causes that they care about, when they're barely trying at all, back when they were a centrist or a liberal, and even now feel like they still aren't doing enough for the causes that they care about. So being told, hey, try this, it made me do less, sounds like an awful idea, and perhaps even a tool of the bourgeoisie to keep people ignorant of the real issues in the world that we need to do something about, instead of just sitting on our ass all blissful in meditation. I get that. I often feel like that. To this day, it can be difficult for me to meditate because some of the distracting thoughts that come up are these inner voices telling me, you could be using this time to be doing something that matters. It's kind of like your inner boss in your head. I'm sure as many of you who've worked at a restaurant could remember your boss saying something like, hey, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean, or something like that. Oh my gosh, so awful. And our capitalist society has hijacked our brain to make us feel so guilty and ashamed whenever we just sit and do nothing. But we need time for ourselves to sit and do nothing. In reality, when meditation helps us do less, it actually helps us do less meaningless tasks, like scrolling on your phone for no good reason, or eating out of boredom, or wandering around aimlessly trying to remember why you're wandering around. All these little meaningless tasks add up at the end of the day. We all know our own little meaningless tasks. And when we can learn to let them go, we can focus more on the meaningful parts of our lives, like our activism. Taking time out of our day to sit and do nothing every day actually helps us accomplish more of what we want to do because it centers us. Now, the second reason leftists can be very skeptical of meditation is because another thing people often say when they talk about how meditation has affected them is that it helped them feel one with everything.
So the Dalai Lama walks into a pizza shop.
Cosa shop kare?
Pizza?
Pizza shop, yes.
Yeah, pizza shop. And says, can you make me one with everything?
What's that? That's what it. Oh, yes.
Do you know what I mean? Can you make me one with everything?
Theoretically possible.
Oh, I knew that wouldn't work.
You know that one friend that had one spiritual, mystical, fantastical experience and now they're hella woke telling you, we are all one. There is no separation. Separation is just an illusion. We are all interconnected. We are all in one harmonious relationship. And then you see that friend become the most militant centrist you've ever seen, responding to things like Black Lives Matter and neo-Nazis or even elections with, hey, everyone needs to chill out and realize we're all one. We're all a part of the same tribe. We're all one race, the human race type stuff, you know? Trust me, I find this kind of spirituality really annoying as well, and it's one of the reasons that leftists want to dismiss all spirituality altogether so often, because it just feels like brainwashing to accept the status quo. But let me tell you this language and teaching that we are all one has existed in every major lasting religion and has been hijacked to support the status quo. And the way it's been hijacked is what Karl Marx was talking about when he said religion is the opium of the people. But as the Brazilian communist priest Frei Beto told his interrogating officers when they reminded him of this Marx quote, it is the bourgeoisie which has turned religion into the opium of the people by preaching a God Lord of the heavens only while taking possession of the earth for itself. This ancient and global teaching that we are all one was not intended to make people say, oh yeah, we're all one, so just stop arguing and chill out, peace out. It's an affirmative claim that makes us act against every force that comes against this claim that we are all one. We realize we are all one, so therefore that pushes us to act against racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, and classism, and every other form of injustice that divides people. I love this poem from the Zen teacher Maezumi Roshi, who talks about this interconnectedness, that we are all one. But let's talk about the real reason we're saying this. He says, in studying ourselves, we find the harmony that is our total existence. We do not make harmony, we do not achieve it or gain it. It is there all the time. Here we are in the midst of this perfect way, and our practice is simply to realize it. And then to actualize it in our everyday life. The realization of the harmonious relationship of all things requires us to actualize it in our material reality. Many ancient religions saw the goal of meditation as the enlightening revelation of the interconnectedness and interdependence of all living beings and all things. And I think that's also why a lot of people in the past who fought against injustice happen to be religious. If you fully believe that we are all one and that we are all connected, then you have to act when you look around and see all the division and all the economic disparity. And meditation can help us reach this state of consciousness. And of course, I must also add, when talking about meditation, meditation is often referred to as a practice or exercise because its effects are noticeable over time. When you meditate for the first time, you most likely won't feel any difference. Instead, you eventually realize you've been feeling differently because you've been meditating regularly. So I encourage everyone out there, give meditation a try. What's there to lose? Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe for more videos like this. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. And if you want to hear me talk more about the stuff I talk about on YouTube in a more free-form, interactive way, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/whoisdamon, and I'll see you over there tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you want to support me, I'd greatly appreciate it. You could go head over to my Patreon, patreon.com/Damon Garcia. Shout out to my patrons who are already there: New Transcendentalist, Rob Hutton, Karen in Colorado, Ranger Jenny, Refined Your Scene, James Finlay, Jacob McCarthy, Jack, Theory Plebe, and Mike Lodato. Thank you so much for supporting me. I greatly appreciate it, and I want to keep making videos like this for y'all, so go check out the Patreon, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.